I'm Ernie Cappello, CEO, and before I introduce you to the company, it's important to notice or talk about how we started this company, which was founded by my mom and dad, John and Connie Cappello, back in the early 80s. And back then, my mom was actually selling window treatments and storm doors and was into decorating, and my dad would go out and put this stuff up. And when he was installing these window treatments, he found that the windows he was putting the blinds on were not working, and the customers couldn't find somebody to fix it. And from there, he had the idea of creating a window parts and repair company. So back in the early 80s, fast forward into 2000s, after we formed EJC, we started actually advertising on TV, on local TV networks. And we would advertise on the EJC window parts and services. And again, our phone would ring and there was a huge need for our services. My father began collecting parts of windows. You have to understand, in the window and door business, it's very disjointed. There's a lot of manufacturers that get into the business, get out of the business. There's manufacturers that have different series of windows that they make obsolete or discontinue them. We also recently, over the last 15, 20 years, had a huge surge of European product coming from all over Europe. So imagine there's millions of different parts to windows and there's no standardization. And that's where WindowFix comes in. We fill that gap between manufacturer, between customer, and find these parts or solutions to repair the window. So back in the early 90s, on the EJC window parts and services, my mom and dad began collecting thousands of window parts, which you can see here. So, as I mentioned, over the last few decades, we've seen a huge surge in European product come here, and these very complex multi-locking systems that perform really high when it comes to air, water, and energy, but they're very complicated to repair. So at WindowFix, we basically have the ability to perform an adjustment, diagnose these windows, and even as far as locating this part.